day one for a late season whitetail. We have perfect weather. It's raining today. It's not super cold. So I would assume with this rain, these whitetails would be up and moving. But we just left the gate not too long ago. Been slowly just hiking and glassing our way in. I'm out here with Colin and Jason. The goal is to find Colin a whitetail buck. This is their first whitetail hunt, so there's some pressure. We just glassed across on the knob, saw a nice bull moose, and that's what I promised them. I was like, I can't promise whitetails, but I can promise moose. So we're just gonna hike in. We have two hunters that hiked in before us, and so I'm not exactly sure which area that they're gonna hunt for the day. So we're gonna try to pick up on their tracks and then go to the other place that they're not hunting. That way we just don't step on each other. I think something's big.
Go. Đi con tree line.
Tree line?
Đảo hop nào. Đi con to the open. I saw two of them making their way down.
I saw the two. Oh, yeah, they know. Oh, and tree. One's going on.
Dude, I am so lost.
In the open, right there. The body's
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I see him. Yeah, they stand there like a sore thumb when you see him.
Dude, that thing's like
Super white.
Yeah.
That's a big doe. That's not her though.
Yeah, that's another one. Well, there's three. So.
Okay, so we know the two top ones are two big does. So that's like a big doe. Okay,
Yeah.
like that's not a fawn. So third one could be a buck. Dude, if they're that high, I don't think they can wind us.
Yeah.
I think there's something going on down there.
Dude, they smell something different. There's no way that they smelled us. Hopefully they pop out to that clear cut on top.
Yeah. I was hoping they would do it.
Yeah, I was hoping it too.
We're still in the same drainage that we're parked at. We're making our loop to go into the drainage behind us, but as soon as we packed up, because we stripped off some clothes, we packed up and some deer started blowing below us. So we came back to this knob, looked across, spotted 3 deer, identified 2 of them, 2 does. We don't know what the third one is. It's like 600 yards, so they might be blowing at something else. Hopefully they're blowing at something else. These are all big does. I don't know why they wouldn't have a buck with them.
I know.
It's like a fourth doe.
Fourth doe?
Not sure which doe that one is. Two on the right. Wait, what the heck?
Just to that pine tree to the left. On the spine of the ridge.
Spine. Oh, big flag.
Yeah, flag.
To the right.
Oh, I see him.
Two.
It's a doe. Dang, good spot. There's two. Two doe. The deer are only out like this today because of the weather. It's just because it's raining. If it was so sunny, these deer would already be bedded. But that's why I texted you yesterday. I was like, this weather's too good. I don't even know if they're really pre-rut yet.
Okay.
I mean, they rut pretty late. Because, I mean, blacktails are already rutting. Yeah, they're already rutting, but whitetails don't really kick off till basically after season closes. Yeah. But, you know, you could just find a doe that goes in heat early.
Yeah.
And that buck would just be on her tail. Can't promise a lot of stuff, but I can promise cows. I got deer on top of that road. There's one right in the opening, and there's one right behind the tree. You can see the tail. That's the knob I wanted to go sit. It's a doe, right? Looks like a doe. We're almost to the knob that I plan to sit for the day. And I looked on that knob, spotted a doe and a fawn, but we don't know where they went, so we're making our way to the knob. We're gonna post up there because from there we can see a lot of good country, so get over to that knob and see if we can't pick up a buck. Just walking and glassing. We'll post up soon. Made it to our glassing point. I think a lot of deer are bedded down right now, so we have a lot of clear-cut country to glass, but no deer at first glance. And it's probably around 11 in the morning. So, got the tripod adapter for my binos, and it's really time to just sit down and slowly pick things apart versus just scanning by hand holding the binos. So we're posted up Two dudes are putting on their puffies because it's cold. We're gonna post up, glass. Hopefully we can see some deer. If not, then maybe later on, once it starts getting towards sunset and the deer get back up. He's moving right there. 30 yards to the right of it. That's a buck. He's like a 3x3. Yeah.
Hey, Colin, I feel lucky today. Why take this guy?
I don't know if he has eye guards, but he's a fork. It could be with other deer.
He's looking back. I'm not sure it's because of
He's just chilling. Alright. I'm pretty sure this buck was bedded under a tree in this clear cut that we've glassed over like a million times. But he was bedded, so we never saw him. Colin and Jason took a nap. And as soon as the sun peeked over, I looked out. I just see a deer walking across the clear cut. It turns out it's a buck. He's not big, but it's a buck. He's like a forky.
His eye guards.
Simone. What?
He has eye guards.
Yeah, he's a 3x3. Dude, you don't know how rare it is to see a 3x3. Oh, that is so funny. Prior to coming here, Colin was like 3-point minimum, and I'm like, usually it's a spike or it's a 4-point. He's gonna say it. It's up to you, dude. 411. 411 yards. All right. He's just chilling in the clear cut. Colin's getting his rifle ready. He's at 410 yards-ish, standing perfectly broadside. Come stand over here. You can stand right here. Yeah, he's chilling. just no shot opportunity, but it's okay. The sun just peeked out, so I think that should get some deer moving. Because sometimes when the sun hits deer, they like to rebed because it's warm. Too warm for deer. It's cold for us, but it's warm for deer, so he crested over. A little 3x3. I think we could do better. It's walking up. Yeah, he's right behind the small pine tree, the green pine tree. There's only like 100 pine trees.
Middle right. The small one.
Yeah, open. It's making its way. 1 o'clock. It went behind the tall. It should pop out.
Go big loop. Yes, we're right there. He's gonna walk left for sure. I don't think he's going back to the timber on the right side. Depends on you, man.
It's on you, dude. If you say go, we go. If you say pass, we pass.
You're there? Let's go.
Alright. Let's go. Alright, Colin made the call. We're going.
It's a thief, man. I'm surprised you saw him that high.
He's walking out to the perfect opening.
Yeah.
Scratch off the plan to stalking on that deer. That deer is on a mission for some reason. He might be on a rut check for these does, but we saw him on the saddle and we thought he was going to slowly feed his way into the gut of this clear cut. And he did, but he didn't do that slow and steady where you can put a stalk on. He did it fast and on a mission. So he already walked across it and he disappeared into the timber. So now we're waiting for him to go through the timber and pop out to the other clear cut. And if he does that, then we'll make a stalk. This buck, ever since I laid eyes on him this morning, you could tell he's just on a mission. Pre-rut. Checking does. We have a low ceiling with the fog this morning, and it's making some of these cuts pretty hard to glass. So we're doing our best to glass through the fog to what we can see. It also works in our favor too because it helps hide us a little bit from deer. But the ground is super frozen, so we're walking pretty loud. We're just gonna hike in this way and eventually post up, and hopefully this fog ceiling either rises or just goes away. The doe. We made it to our knob, but the fog has lowered and now it's covered everything. So we can't see the 3 hillsides that we were supposed to glass once we got here. I just hope that this fog lifts sooner than later. But we'll see. It might stick around all day, which if it does, that sucks. That would be a total bust for the day. We're just gonna set up because the moment the fog clears, if it clears, there could just be deer out on these faces. Fog is finally lifting, which is giving us some visibility to the clear cuts that we wanted to glass. We were sitting here and Jason and Colin spotted a cougar, a mountain lion, like 150 yards in front of us, just walking up the road. I have a cat tag, so we tried to get set up on it, but he turned the corner and he went into some thicker stuff. Never saw it pop back out. So earlier there was a deer blowing over here, which made no sense to us because our wind was blown the other way. But I think that deer just smelled that cougar, and that cougar finally showed itself. And then it's been like 10 minutes since that cougar. And then we have a pack of wolves howling up here on top of this mountain. The fog is slowly lifting, so who knows, maybe we'll spot a deer. It's late afternoon. Jason just spotted 2 deer up by the timber edge. So it seems like these deer are finally up and moving. It looks like 2 does. She's still there. Looks like a doe and a fawn. They're glassing from back there. It's kind of foggy up where they are, so the footage is not the best. But it's enough to know that it's just a doe and a fawn. Finally, it's been pretty dead all day. Heard some wolves, I saw that lion, so we were all kind of like, deer could be in here. They might not. And I had a pretty good feeling about that spot. And sure enough, here they are. We still have like an hour of light left. However, it's pointless to stay here because it is fogged out, so we can't even glass the clear cuts. So you can sit here in the fog and not see anything and waste the last hour of light. Or what you can do, which is what we're gonna do, is hunt our way back while we have 1 hour of light left. And maybe we bump into a deer standing like 80 yards like that. Because then we can actually see deer. Hunting and that stuff is pretty pointless because you can't shoot what you can't see. There could be deer there. You can't see them. All right, dinner's pretty simple. We got the blacktail meat from the blacktail I shot just last week. Salad, ranch, and eggs. Instant mashed potatoes. That's for dinner. You said you guys didn't have a big game hunt until what, 2017?
2016. Well, I started buying bear tag in 2013.
We have a 6-man Walmart special tent. That's Jason over there. This is Colin right here. In their sleeping bags. It's plenty warm, but this is the magic right here. So we knew it was gonna be cold. So I brought my buddy heater. And the trick with buddy heaters is not the buddy heater itself. It's actually this thing right here, which this is a fan. And so the issue with the buddy heater is if you don't have a fan, the heat kind of just sticks in front of the buddy heater and it doesn't really go into the room. But if you have a fan like this, all the heat that's just normally stuck right here gets pushed by the fan and it insulates the whole tent. It's all toasty in here, but obviously whenever you have a buddy heater like this, you want to be aware of monoxide poisoning. Granted, these buddy heaters, they have a built-in sensor for carbon monoxide, so if it senses carbon monoxide, it'll actually shut off by itself. But I don't really trust it, so at the very top of our roof, it's actually just vented, so air and carbon monoxide can escape. So always take precautions when you do that stuff. Discuss our plans for what we want to do tomorrow. Crawl in the sleeping bag, and then day 3 tomorrow, which is Colin and Jason's last day. So we have the first hour starting right now with beautiful weather, and then after this it's gonna start raining, which it could be snow, just depending on where we are. So we're gonna take in this road and we're just going to slowly hunt our way into this one particular basin that I have pinned on Onyx, just because there's a lot of good areas before we even get to the basin. So we're gonna hike in as the light is coming up. That way, if we get lucky, we'll shoot a deer before we have to even get back into that basin. That basin is quite a trek. There's a deer. She's blowing. You hear her? Yeah, there's a deer up here. She's blowing. There in the cut. deer and blacktail will stand there looking at you forever. Made it to the basin that we wanted to hunt for the day. It's snowing. It's sticking to the ground. Who knows, we might get whited out today, which I would not mind that. But we have this backside, open clear cut. We have this big face over here too, timber / old clear cut. Looks promising. There's gotta be at least one deer in here. Hey, I got a deer. It's a doe. She's in this thick stuff down here. Oh, there's two of them. They're coming out. First one's a doe. I spotted two deer walking across in the thick stuff below the road, and they were working their way left. I lost them in the thick stuff. We haven't seen them come out. And so, one, either they followed that thick stuff down to where we can't see them, or they bedded in there. This thick stuff is very common for a whitetail to bed in. They'll feed out on the open clear cuts, and sometimes they will bed up there too, but not very common. But they'll feed in the open clear cut, and then they'll move into thicker brush and bed there. That's just typically how these whitetails work. So we're right around the time where whitetails are going to bed, so it would make sense that these two does are working their way to bed. We'll see. Keep our eyes out. This weather is perfect for deer to be moving all day too. Just no bugs. This right here is the story of today and yesterday. The final 2 days of our hunt. You just can't see. It's about 3:30, so we have 1 hour of light. So since we can't glass, we are going to just slowly hunt our way back to the truck because we can at least see about 100 yards or so. If we get lucky, we'll just step right onto one. We had a small window earlier for like 10 minutes where everything lifted and we can see all around us, but the fog came back in, so it's pointless to stay here till dark. We ain't gonna see anything, so we're just packing up and headed back to the truck, and if we don't see anything, then that's a wrap for this hunt.